Hey, and welcome to another Eating Consciously video. I'm Ed, and I'm going to show you how to make a vegan chicken noodle soup today. So, I published a post on my blog earlier at eatingconsciously.com where I gave you all the steps and basically the recipes on how to make this soup, along with the cheesy buttermilk biscuits. But unfortunately, I'm not going to make the biscuits right now, so you're just going to have to wait for a video and how-to on those. But for right now, I'm going to get started with the soup. So I just want to show you how really easy this soup is to make. I have a pot on the stove here. It's heating up right now. I just put the oven on. This is a cast iron pot, and it's coated with ceramic, and it's really good for making soups. If you don't have one, you can certainly use any pot that you have. And quite frankly, I just got that pot a couple weeks ago. And I used to just use a regular stainless steel pot before that. So any pot will work. But the first thing I'm going to do is chop up one onion. And you can pretty much chop it however you want. You know, with me, there's never any real strict guidelines to anything. I usually just like to cut it in half, peel off the skin, and then cut it across, and then just cut it across the other way. Because with the soups, I feel like it needs to be thinner and smaller pieces. So you just don't want to have any big chunks in there. But certainly, if you like big onion chunks, then cut big onion chunks, but I'm just going to cut it a little bit smaller for what I'm doing here. Oh, and by the way, please just don't mind the Christmas music playing in the background. I've been going on a cleaning spree today, so I've been having a little drink, and I've been listening to Christmas music to get myself motivated to clean and get me in the Christmas spirit. And I've been clearing clutter and cooking, so don't mind that. And if there's anything religious going on with the music, I don't mean to offend anyone, because as many of you can obviously gather, I'm not religious in any sense of the word, so Christmas is not really a religious thing for me, but I do enjoy it. I enjoy the gifts, and I enjoy the tree and the make-believe story of Santa Claus. So I like to listen to Christmas music this time of year, and that's all there is to it. So if you don't like it, you're just gonna have to deal with it. All right, so just cutting the celery up real quick. I already rinsed it off, and I think the recipe calls for 6 stalks. These stalks are actually a little smaller, so I'm using about 8 to 12 stalks here. But again, it really just depends on your tastes. I mean, certainly if you don't like celery, put it in. But there's something about celery, onions, and carrots mixed together that just is really good. I don't know what it is, but it's almost inexplainable. And this is kind of a lot of celery that I'm putting in here, but again, there's no exact science to this, so don't worry about it. You know what? I'm going to also add just a tablespoon of olive oil in here, just to prevent the onions from sticking. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the lid on that, or else I'm going to start tearing up too much. And you can, sorry, I'm tearing up as we speak from the onions. I know I should have bought the onion goggles. The other day when well, actually, a couple weeks ago, I was over my mom's house, and she was cutting onions, and she started crying from it. And I was like, oh my god, wouldn't that be funny if they had, like, onion goggles that you could wear? So we, like, made up a pair at her house. And then, like, not even a week later, I was in Kitchen Capers, and they actually had onion goggles up at the register. So I think I need to get a pair, because I just really can't stand the way onions make my eyeballs feel. But you can certainly use regular sized carrots. I like to use the baby carrots in this because I think it gives it a little more of a unique look to the soup. to see the little tiny pieces of carrot in there. But plus, the real reason I like it is because they're already washed, and they're already cut and into peeled. Actually, they're not cut, but they're peeled, so they're just ready to be chopped. And I think that they, I just like the way they look, and I do find that the baby carrots tend to have a little bit of a sweeter flavor to them than their larger counterparts. So that's my only reasoning for choosing these. Certainly use any carrots you can get, and whatever carrots you like. And these ones are a little more difficult to chop, but there we go. Alright, and I'm just going to throw these in. I can spare my eyeballs for a second. And I'm just going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper right now. I think in the recipe I had posted on my blog, I had put the salt and pepper in more towards the end of the recipe. But it really doesn't matter when you put the salt and pepper in. But this recipe, obviously, is going to require quite a bit of salt because it's a soup. And I think that soups were meant to be salty. But I also like to put quite a bit of black pepper in this recipe. Don't mind me doing this either. I'm just refilling my pepper mill here. As you can tell, I actually don't really prepare too much for my videos or my blog posts or my podcast for that matter. I think that it makes it more amusing when I'm just doing everything live and messing up, because it shows you that I'm just a regular person cooking regular food in my regular kitchen, and that I'm not doing anything special, and like anybody else, I make mistakes when I'm cooking stuff, so it's not a big deal. So alright, I'm just going to go ahead and put the black pepper in. And I'm going to put quite a lot of it actually, because I like it to, I just really like the flavor that the black pepper adds to it. And at the end I put a little bit of cayenne pepper in there, so it's actually spicy. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this stuff continue to cook down a little bit. I'm going to actually just stir it up to get everything incorporated here. And again, it's on medium heat, so it'll probably take about a good 15 to 20 minutes for this to cook down. I'm just going to go ahead, put this lid on, and I'll check back in another 15 minutes and see how it looks.